We open on Natasha as a kid with a fake Russian family there to raise her until she's old enough to become a member of the Widows. The cops are on their way, so the father warns his wife of their approach. So they decide to piss fart around just enough to make the chase scene engaging. They eventually escape onto a plane where the mother is shot before liftoff, and the father is spat out onto the wing. A government car crashes into the plane and completely forgets that they have guns and just kind of sits there, waiting for the father to get his affairs in order. Would have been mighty inconvenient if they remembered they had guns. Natasha pilots the plane with her mother's instructions and they make it out completely unscathed. You know, aside from the gunshot wound and Natasha's fucking haircut. We are then shown a montage of poorly cropped images of the main bad into historical photos, as other images of widows being indoctrinated into the Black Widow Order are shown. Yes, this is all we get on what happens to the widows, aside from a period joke later on, but fuck that. We cut to Natasha during Civil War doing the nay-nay on Captain Ross, but who cares, so next. We're in Morocco, where a bunch of widows are hunting down this woman. Blonde bitch took way too long to put her makeup on and resorted to slamming this door open in her face, therefore forcing the woman to get hit by a car. Sure would be inconvenient if that car wasn't there, but anything for the plot. The mystery woman grabs a vial out of a briefcase she was holding and ejects what seems to be red squid cum into the air. This causes the widow to shut down and come back with all her memory completely free of the widow indoctrination mind control. Now she can finally remember to put her mascara on. Unfortunately, before she could taste the squid juices, she had already stabbed the woman, leaving the woman with the last words, "Free the others." So naturally, like all people told to free other people would do, she shipped the squid cum off to a supposed dealer of her sister she hasn't seen since they were 6. Nice plan. The dealer says the box of squid ejaculant came from Budapest, so Natasha decides to go there and find out why and or who sent this. Upon arrival, they have a loving sibling quarrel, where they proceed to attempt to stab the shit out of each other and then almost suffocate each other. Why did this happen? Fuck knows! Maybe because there hadn't been an eye-catching action sequence for 10 minutes. Natasha asks her sister why she is here. Her sister replies, "Because I thought you wouldn't be." Excuse me, why the fuck did you put a return address on the fucking squid cum if you didn't want to visit? You fucking moldy oyster. The moldy oyster explains that the cum reverses the effects of the mind control, and also reveals that she was hoping to see on the news Captain America brings down the Red Room. That's the place where all the Black Widows are indoctrinated, by the way. This gives Natasha a shock, as she thought she ended the Red Room by blowing up the leader of the Red Room years ago. This fucking plank of a character that's meant to be a trained assassin basically since birth didn't check for a fucking body. After a back and forth conversation, they begin to get anally raped by a squad of widows. Not only do these mere humans survive this bullshit, but then Natasha survives this shit with nothing but a fucking limp. After that shit show, they go to rescue their fake dad from a prison he found himself in by being a mass murdering cunt. Moldy Oyster fires a grenade launcher at an anti-air gun on the prison, causing the Siberian ice caps to cascade down towards the prison. Long story short, they get out of there fine on their helicopter and have a little chuckle about how they just murdered thousands of innocent guards and somewhat less innocent prisoners. Yes, our heroes, the ones we're meant to be rooting for, are celebrating a mass murdering of their own cause on innocent guards doing their job. Oh, and here's the period joke I was talking about earlier.
Wow. Oh, Johnny, okay. Why the aggression, huh? Is it your time of the month?
I don't get my period, dipshit. I don't have a uterus.
Or ovaries.
Yeah, that's what happens when the Red Room gives you an involuntary hysterectomy. They kind of just go in and they rip out all of your reproductive organs. They just get right in there and they chop them all away. Everything out.
Okay.
So you can't have babies.
Okay, you don't have to get so clinical and nasty.
They go out in search of the mother's house for a bit of a family reunion. But as we saw earlier, this family just loves their pointless fighting during reunions. Natasha finds out her mother has called the Red Room on them, and they will arrive anytime soon. She regrets her decision, but goes through with it regardless, knocking Natasha out, and soon the rest of the family is unconscious and in cuffs. Once in the prison cells, it's revealed that Natasha was wearing the mother's face, and the mother is the one with the cuffs while Natasha is free. The plan is to sever the smelling nerve in her head by smashing her head on the table. My question is, wouldn't holding your breath just do the same fucking fuck, never mind. This plan somehow works, but it alerts all the widows, who all enter and cartoonishly do nothing while a bomb of red squid cum is squirted all over them. During this, the moldy oyster somehow survives this bullshit. Anyway, that's the movie. Goodbye!